All right.
Hello again.
Hello again. Week 21.
Week 21.
So we've got out of Catherine, and
quick stop at Timber
got a bit of
Creek.
wind here, so bear with us.
Yeah. Again, windy always, WA.
Yep.
So had a quick overnight stop in Timber Creek.
Yep.
Which was really just to break up.
On the way to the border, it's too far really to get straight from Catherine into
when you drive at Grandpa.
when you drive at sort of 90 miles an hour, yeah. So, but in the Delica, it's too far.
But how beautiful actually is the drive from Catherine through to Kununurra? It is actually, I reckon it's my favourite drive.
Yeah. Just beautiful cliffs and just that desert sort of outback scenery. It's beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yep.
The mountains around there, just really, really beautiful. So if you ever do that drive,
Yep. Just got to stop
put it
and-
on your
or
list.
just
take
take
it in.
notice and take it in, absorb
Take
it.
it
Yeah.
in. It's beautiful.
But the overnight at Timber Creek was not a bad stop. It was a nice little spot to
Fine.
stop.
Fine.
Yep.
Good. There's a good
facilities.
little.
Out the back of the roadhouse.
The
there at Timber
roadhouse
Creek.
there is quite
Yep.
good. It's kind of got a bit of everything in it. So
Yep.
you've got good. You can have food there if you want.
Yep.
Or we just made our own, but you could have
And
food
from there, you're
food
not
there.
that far from Timber Creek. You're probably about an hour and a bit from the WA border.
Yeah, it's
So,
not too far.
Yep.
So, but the WA border
crossing. So that's to get back with all the
is-
COVID stuff was. Yeah, it took a while. Even though there wasn't a queue this time, we were
No,
about
four cars.
cars in.
Yeah.
It's still, I reckon, it took us a good hour
Yeah.
to get
Because
across the border.
they're very thorough. So they
Yep.
check. They really ask where you've been, and we've been diligently checking in with our COVID apps everywhere we go. And
You-
luckily, we have been, because at the border they asked to see our Northern Territory app, and then just had a look at it and showed.
And that's how they
everywhere
know
that
we'd been there
we'd
for
checked in
12,
for
14 days. So at least, so that's
Yeah.
right, you're fine. Yeah.
So then
But still,
they let us
then
in.
that's the COVID check-in. And
Yeah.
then you've got the fruit and vegetable check-in.
Yeah, and then they go through your fridge and make sure
Yep.
you're not trying to smuggle in fruit and veg
Yep.
into the state. Frozen was fine, but anything else not so. Not
So yeah, if you've got
So-
veggies and fruit and that can be frozen,
just
chop
freeze
them up and freeze them, because they're okay
Yeah.
once if they're like that.
Yeah. So also you may notice that we've kind of crisscrossed our way across Australia. So we've gone up through the Northern Territory, into WA, back into the Northern Territory, and now
Definitely normal.
back into
Definitely
WA. So most people do a lap or the figure eight.
Well,
We're
whatever.
doing the scribble across Australia. So just go with it. We're just continuing on that theme.
Not
right?
abnormal at all.
No.
Moral of the story is we're back now in WA and heading to Lake Argyle.
Yeah, so Lake Argyle, because if you're going past that way,
You have to stop
you
in.
have to stop.
The
It's
infinity
just
pool,
such
looking
a
out over the
beautiful
lake.
part of the
It's
world.
Lake Argyle Resort.
That lake
It's beautiful.
is absolutely
Yep.
stunning. And so really, again, we did nothing.
Well,
Bugger all.
we needed somewhere to watch the grand final too. So
We
before we checked
did
in, we
watch the
made sure the grand
and we
final
were
was
very
going to be on.
pleased that Melbourne
It was on, but came at a price because Steve Case wasn't performing. Had a night
Adrian
off.
was very
Had a
disappointed
night off to watch the grand
with
final,
that.
and so didn't get to watch Steve Case.
Yeah.
But that's all right. Look, grand final, the D's won.
Yeah, it was
Yep.
good night. And we spent the day, our time there, basically just swimming in that infinity
Yep.
pool, walking from the van to
Yep.
the infinity pool and back again.
Yep.
And that's
I got a haircut.
really all we did. Oh yeah, you got a
I got a
haircut
haircut,
from
yeah.
someone in
So-
the van next to
Yep.
us. So,
Yep. So
that
it
was,
was,
that was good.
it's a nice little
Yep.
neaten up.
Yep.
That was the first haircut I had on since leaving. So,
Yeah, well overdue.
yeah.
And so then we got a message from our friends Jackie and Torsten, who we met at Dampier
Yep.
Peninsula up at Cygnet Bay, suggesting that we try and catch up because we were in the same neighbourhood. So they sent us these crazy instructions to Cape Domett,
Yeah.
a place that is on Google
It's
Maps if you look
140
it
k's
up.
north of Kununurra, which actually takes it higher than Wyndham,
Yeah,
right on the coast.
right. You're right on the northern coast.
Google doesn't
there.
know where it is.
Can't get to it. It well knows where it is. It can see it, so it will give you
Well,
Cape Domett, but you can't actually get
Tells
to
you
it.
Cape Domet's in the middle of the ocean. So I don't think Google does know
It's
where it
hard
is.
then.
So
It is in the middle of the
it
ocean.
wasn't in the middle of the ocean, it was on the edge of the ocean.
Yeah.
And so we were driving in through these little back sandy tracks,
Yeah.
we call them, for a good 140 k's.
Yeah.
And luckily we found them.
Luckily.
The instructions
the
were
instructions-
fairly thorough.
Very thorough.
Very
so
thorough.
Jackie did an
Jackie,
awesome job
brilliant.
sending us these.
She could do those
She
notes
could do
for
the Targa Tasmania.
Targa
notes
Tasmania and that.
easily.
fantastic.
Definitely. For us to find them, because there was a point where we were driving around these roads, tight little narrow roads in the middle of nowhere, no one around, no access to
Phone
Wi-Fi,
signal.
of course, data, thinking we may never find them and may never find our way out of here. Anyway, we found them, and Cape Domett was awesome.
Oh,
The
it's magic.
colours of the rocks on the ocean there
it's just
were
beautiful.
just
The
on
just
the cliffs
really the
were
rocks
amazing.
is just, you can't really describe it. You can't swim because there's crocs. So and it was very hot, so it would have been nice to just jump in the ocean and have a swim, but couldn't do that.
No.
But
we did find, so when the tide had gone out, there was a little bit of water left on the beach area, and so we were able to lay in about 20 centimetres of water.
and just roll
down
around
and just-
like beach
beach
whales
whales
and just
for
sort
a
of try and
while.
keep wet and cold. Cool.
And keep an eye out for crocodiles.
Keep an eye that might,
wander up.
they'd have to walk up from about a kilometre away, so we're going to spot them. But that was brilliant. That was one night. It was a long way to drive out
was
for
very
a night,
windy.
but it was so worth it because it was just awesome.
How are all the hermit crabs? There were so many hermit crabs up there at night as we were sitting.
And they
around
come
the
out
fire.
from
It
the
was
tree behind us, behind our campfire. You just hear the ground making
moving.
all these noises, and you look
Yeah.
down. It's just a sea of hermit crabs
all heading to
crunching.
your chair. For some reason, like Aid was the
I had the good stuff.
hermit crab king.
I had the
or
good stuff.
something.
I'm a messy eater, so
That's probably why. Picking up your crumbs.
bits of crumbs. And,
And the other thing that I really loved about that were all the boab trees on the way in and on the way out. So the drive there was just absolutely stunning.
Yep.
And really changing the landscape again, really different. And these boab trees that normally it just kind of grows straight up, but out there they
bend like we have three growing together.
They looked like they all had quite distinct personalities, didn't they? So you'd
They
see a
looked like it was
family,
dancing.
one that looked like it was dancing.
Yep.
There was one with those it looked like painted red dots on it that I still can't work out.
I didn't see
what
that. Tilson and I didn't
were.
see that one. We were
They'd
up front
taken
and
off.
didn't stop.
Yeah, we stopped. Jackie and I stopped at every tree, pretty much.
Yep. Pretty spectacular. Fingers out over there. Tide's right up. So when we were swimming yesterday, it was right back behind those mangroves. I don't know if you can see, but you can't really see.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. It was right back behind those mangroves, and we were lying in. In fact, it was about a kilometre back past those mangroves, and we were lying in like 10 centimetres of water. So,
Good spot.
good spot. Awesome. So come back. One night was nowhere near enough here.
And from there we drove on to Doon
Oh, Doon Doon. Doon Doon Roadhouse. Doon Doon.
where
Just
we
for a
had
night.
great burgers. But
So, to put it in perspective, when you get up toward Wyndham and Kununurra, you can come from Derby. You can come up the Gib, which is the rough, bouncy way,
That we
or you
went
can go
into
the
the
sealed
Northern Territory.
Northern Highway way.
which is the way we went out of the Northern Territory the second time.
The
So-
Gib.
No, we went into the Northern Territory, the Gib, and we came out of the Northern Territory, the Seals Road.
Okay. The Gib doesn't go into the.
No, I know, but that was the road we took when we
Yes,
went
when we went
into
in.
the
Yes, that's right. So now we're coming back down from Northern WA, and we're doing the other option. So on the Great Northern Highway, which takes you down past the Bungle Bungles Pernalulu National Park, which,
Yeah.
as you remember from last time, we flew into. So we didn't stop in there.
No.
But we went down, had a night at Doon Doon.
And the highlight of Doon Doon was the little kid who rode
Malachi.
kept riding across to our campsite on his bike, asking us if we're going to come and watch his crocodile show.
Yep.
Which I was a little bit confused about, and asked him, well, is it saltwater croc? Is it freshwater croc? What are we going to be
Why does
seeing
he have a
here?
croc?
Why does he have a croc when there are no other crocs around?
Who's he belong to? Doon Doon. Yeah.
Where is this croc? Anyway, we went over. We had to go. The third time he came over to ask us, we thought we'd better go and check it out and see what his croc show's all about. And he had
Little plastic snapping croc, which he would then fly an eagle down at,
Feed a
which was
toy
on
eagle.
a bit of string, and the croc would eat the eagle. And then we got to have a look at his pet turtle, which was like a stuffed turtle, not a real turtle, but like a soft toy turtle. Yeah.
Stuffed toy turtle in an esky
doona,
thing,
an esky.
wrapped up in a doona. Anyway, He was very entertaining.
He was very, and then he did a magic show.
And then he did his magic show. So we paid him his $5,
Yeah.
which we weren't allowed to hand it to him. We had to put it in the tips counter
on the
counter,
yeah.
counter that was tips container on the counter that was next to the COVID check-in.
Yeah, he had his own COVID check-in list.
Of his
they had to sign in at the table. It was all very professionally done.
So we were very, very impressed.
So he's got a very bright future.
He's got a big future ahead of him. Then from Doon, we went straight through Halls Creek and straight through Fitzroy Crossing.
Through Halls Creek, and then we were going to stop at...
we were going to stop at one of the roadhouses along the way. Chance just moved. Along the way, but there was a huge fire right next to it, and no one there, and we weren't sure if they took cards, so we basically drove in and then kept driving on, which extended the day a bit. So we got to where we were going a day early. Yeah, so we ended up at Geikie Gorge, staying in Geikie Gorge. And that was beautiful.
That was brilliant.
Absolutely beautiful. So we were lucky enough to stay in the gorge, and there was some researchers there doing some research into cane toads and freshwater crocodiles. So Aid got to go out with the researchers for an early morning
and help cut up some cane toads for the.
You will be surprised
for the research
I was
project.
not interested in
I
cutting
didn't
up
want to
cane
do that.
toads.
Yep.
But we did we did the afternoon. No, the morning cruise we did. We did an
sunrise
early morning cruise. No, it wasn't sunrise. It was just early morning, 9 o'clock. Yeah, sunrise. No sunrise. You did the sunrise with the researchers.
Yeah.
But we did we just did a morning cruise, and that was really, really beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Swam in the gorge in the afternoon when it got really hot.
Yep. It's a beautiful gorge, Geikie Gorge, and not super busy. I think because there's not actually an official campsite or anywhere to stay out there. And there's a few issues happening with Fitzroy Crossing. Just people safety issues, and that which we didn't. We noticed a group of young kids when we were driving in, but no dramas there. They were fine. We just
I was a bit nervous about driving through the big gang of young kids on the bridge, taking over the bridge, and they had kind of
sticks and bats and things
in their hands, which made me quite nervous. But actually, when we drove through, they were fine.
They were fine. Yeah. So probably was a bit bored. I don't know what the issues are or what's going on. But
heavy police presence apparently now, so hopefully that will help to clear things up, and they'll sort it out. But Geikie Gorge itself is
stunning. Definitely, absolutely beautiful. Make sure you stop at Geikie Gorge. It's beautiful. You've got to see it. It's magic.
Freshwater crocs there. We saw a few freshwater crocs in the water there. Aid's now had his fill of crocodile, so
I've scratched the crocodile itch for now, so that's good. Because there's none yet. Anyway,
none from here on in.
None from here on in. Yep. And so where do we go from there?
That's it. That's it. That was week.
We're making our way south, so yeah.
So next we head back to the coast.
Yeah, back into Broome, pretty much.
Yep.
So, all right.
So until next week.
Until next. See you later.
See you later.
Ciao.
Bye.